What's up, gang? I'm back with the Range Rover Classic this time. I've had a bit of a disaster because this video I actually started making a couple of months ago now, and I got super busy in between with lots of other things going on, and this sort of is not a priority, so it got shoved to the side, and I only in the last couple of days got around to completing this. But last night I went and had a look on my computer to find the video that I had already started, and all of the video, well, like 80% of all of the videos are not working, have gone, disappeared. And so this, yeah, it's going to be a much shorter video. But luckily, one video that does remain is how this sounded before I did the work on the exhaust. So that's quite useful, so you can see a before and after. This isn't necessarily complete, what I've done here. I mean, it's operational, but yeah, I'll come on to that, what I might do moving forwards. But let me jack this up in the air, and then I'll show you what I've done underneath. All right, set the gloves off, have a look under this thing. Right, so first thing, don't judge the underneath dirtiness and oiliness. All right, I haven't been under here cleaning. This is just, you know, bare bones here. Oh, hey, you can see my headers. There you go. There they are, long tubes. So previously, before these were on, it had the cast manifolds, came down to the downpipes, connected up here. There'll be cats somewhere around here. And then it went back into this system, which is a Janspeed system, right? And that goes right to the back, where it's got this glass pack straight through, very noisy. And it's got a big hooter on the end. Now my plan, I've always wanted this car to be quieter, because this Janspeed system, although it sounds really good, it's just not my cup of tea. I prefer it to be a bit quieter. So you're probably thinking, well, why the hell did you buy Hedman Hedders for it? That makes no sense. And it doesn't make any sense, but I was on eBay, they were going through, I bid on them, then I owned them, and I thought, well, I'll put them on. And I'm glad I did, actually, because they have made the sound different, but not louder, which is quite cool, actually. Anyway, to get these on, it was pretty straightforward. The only thing I had to do was weld some nuts on for the lambdas there. I had to reroute the starter motor cable, because before it hopped over from the chassis rail here onto the starter motor, pretty much exactly where my finger's going, where the manifolds are. So I had to channel it down the back and then loop it round, which was fine. Just had to get a longer starter motor cable. Had to modify the Y pipe. So this is another reason it took time, is because I didn't have a welder, so I had to buy one. And I made a lovely bodge of that. It actually needs a bit of tidying up, but anyway, that's fine. Yeah, but I had to buy these collectors as well from America, from Hedman Hedders, which took some time. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to. Let me show you, I'm going to put in the video of how it sounded before now, so you get a gist. So I've just left it on the ramp a little bit, because yesterday I was spending a lot of time, it was blowing a little bit on the left bank on the manifolds, so I was tweaking those up. Don't want to go too mental with those, obviously going into an aluminium head, so I have the fear that I'm going to like strip a thread. But it seems to have stopped blowing there, but I can still hear a slight fluff, which I believe is from the Y section where the collectors meet up. Which is fine. I just need to do some tweaking. So I'm going to get under there and look at that in a moment as well. But let's fire this puppy up now. All right, this is the rumble around the back. Oh, look at it pumping out. It's quite cold in here today. British winter. So yeah, you can hear Quite a nice rumble. Right, let's get it up in the air whilst it's running, and we'll just, whilst it's warming up, we'll look for some blows. Oh, that was the other thing yesterday. I was doing something to this, and then I was running it like this, and all of a sudden, the fuel tank, like you can see all the staining from it. The fuel tank just started pissing fuel out all over the floor. It was not ideal. I think I found the culprit. Look at this state of this pipe. Oh, look at that. Boop, boop, boop. Seeing if I can. Oh, there's a tiny, tiny leak at the top right there. Tiny. Got a feel on these ones. Ah, that looks good. I don't want to burn my hand. Oil leak, which is. Oh no, these seem pretty good. They're fine. None around my wonderful welds either. Now we're good, I think, on the front. Just that bit there. But it's so minute. I mean, I can just about feel a tiny blow there. But I'll figure that one out. Let's show you what it sounds like when you're in the sort of driving zone. Ah, yeah. All right. And now I'm going to put the mic around the back. All right, so I'm going to put the mic up on here, which I think is roughly where I put it before. Sounds racy. Let me put the mic somewhere, maybe I'll put it over here. Yeah, that sounds pretty wicked. Well, there you have it, guys. That is the difference that headers alone make to an exhaust system. I know it's got an aftermarket rest of the system, but it does seem to make it sound, I wouldn't say it sounds louder, it just sounds more tuned. But having this sound has given me enthusiasm to make more modifications to the engine. And I know a lot can be done with these Rover V8s, so, you know, maybe an ignition system, like a proper one, maybe a cam. I've always thought about getting a cam, like a fast road cam, nothing too mental, don't want a big lumpy horrible thing, but yeah. Anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed listening to my Range Rover and my troubles over the last couple of months getting this thing back together. I'm going to fix that centre box exhaust blow, and I'm also thinking about getting a back box for it with the twin tailpipes, which is going to reduce the volume a little bit, because I do actually use this on the motorway and actually doing long journeys, and the last thing I want is droning. I've not tested this, but I'm assuming it's going to be as annoying as it was before, so yeah, need to fix that. Any recommendations on back boxes or brands? I was looking at the Cherry Bomb Turbo or the Cherry Bomb Vortex, I think, I can't remember, but they seem to lower the volume a little bit. Anyway, any recommendations, let me know. Bye.